What's going on, y'all? For Worth Fabian, we are back with a video, man. We're doing a reaction to woman says she's sick of her stepmother and her father won't say anything or stand up for her. Hilarious, hilarious, man. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comment section below. Funny enough, a lot of children deal with this, right? The step parent or not getting along with dad's new wife or girlfriend, so to speak, soon to be stepmother. However you want to cut it. A lot of individuals deal with this problem, right? Just not being able to mesh with the step parent. So let's go ahead and hop into the video, man.
I'm convinced that my dad's wife, I refuse to call her the other name, but my dad's wife either hates me or is a little delayed. So a couple years ago, this is just one incident. A couple years ago, I asked my dad if I could have like a bonfire in his backyard for my birthday. He says yes. I get to plan everything. I told him I'll even buy the fire pit. I'll provide everything. I just need your house, whatever, because I was living in an apartment. So he says yes. I get to planning and everything. 2 weeks before, she says, or my dad texted me and he was like, oh, actually, old girl said no. And I'm just like, but you had already said yeah. Then, okay, that was one incident. Next incident, I plan to have a business launch party, okay? And I didn't ask my daddy to have it at his house because after that first incident, I was like, well, I'm not asking. I don't want to have anything at their house, period. So I told him that I would be having it at my brother's house instead. And he was like, oh, well, why didn't you just ask me? I said, I didn't know that I could. Like, I didn't think that y'all would want to have it at y'all house. He was like, oh, no, that's fine. Like, what days you thinking? So I told him either a Tuesday or
I know she's heated. I know she's heated, right? Because she clearly stated prior, like, I have issue, or she had contention naturally with the fact that you said, yeah. Why is it when stepmom steps into the picture, it's all of a sudden a no, right? He wishy washy, he flip floppy. Now, I would assume the same. I'd expect to stand my ground, said, hey, I already told her she could do it. Unfortunately, like if you're uncomfortable with it, let's just have it as it is. I've already agreed to it, and then maybe on the next time we won't agree to using our home to host. Very simple, very simple.
a Sunday. Mind you, he worked. He was like, oh, no, that's fine. Like, what days you thinking? So I told him either a Tuesday or a Sunday. Mind you, he works during the week. Everybody is off on Sunday. Or no, my sister was working on Sundays. So I chose Tuesday because she was usually off on Tuesdays. And I wanted her to be there. So it was going to be later in the day, like 4 o'clock or whatever. Like, he would be getting off work, like, and I would be setting up the stuff. So he says, okay, cool. I start planning everything. I send out the invitations, okay, with his address on it. And then the week before comes, and of course, old girl is texting me, hey, can you do it another day? Mind you, I had already planned on doing it on Sunday. And she didn't confirm with my dad that I had already chosen Sunday before texting me. So I'm just like, you know what? It's cool. Like, it's cool. I'll just have it at my brother's house. He already said, yeah, like, it's fine.
It sounds like it's a that they never got along. That's one of the reasons why she moving the way that she moving, and because she's not communicating with both of them and or her, that is one of the reasons why the stepmother got such a problem. But that's not the entirety of it. That's not the foundation of it. The other part of it is that it's the father's fault. The father need to set the precedence and say, "Yo, listen, I allowed for her to."
Facts, facts. You just got to put your foot down, as obviously that's your biological daughter. You know what I mean? So set the precedent and act like a father. If you're agreeing to things, letting your daughter do certain things, follow suit, follow through, and put your new girl in check every once in a while. Sometimes it just has to be done. I mean, you can't be letting her be all snarky and disrespectful in the relationship, because obviously he sees it. He knows what's going on. If he's completely blind and oblivious to everything, then that's how he's even that much more dumber. He's living in la la land. Let's keep it honest. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of dudes like this who become pushovers when they get a new girl, and they're willing to push over their own family, their own blood, for a new person because you've been alone so long, and now that you're in a relationship, you are idolizing that relationship. cooked.
Do this or this. Father need to set the precedence and say, yo, listen, I allowed for her to do this or this is what's happening, and you need to have a better attitude talking to his wife about his interactions with the daughter, even though the responsibility is always going to be to the wife because that's the person that he lay with every day. He need to establish that, and it actually sounds like she got a weak father that
Yeah,
don't stand up for herself and is just talking however he talking to her, but different to the wife.
that's how I'm seeing it. That's exactly how I'm seeing it, man. Dude is just wishy washy. Maybe, she wasn't willing to lay with him one night and he got upset about that, so he flipped the script. So that's how likelihood is she's wearing the pants. If he can't balls up and kind of just get his household in order, that's going to be a ship headed for disaster. I mean, in the long run, you'll probably lose your daughter. She won't want to come around as much. Uh, you're going to be continuously seeing them get into it. Your wife to be and your daughter, they'll just it just sounds like a very combative situation. He needs to kind of smooth that out and say, hey, if we've agreed to allowing her to throw a celebration, a party here, let's not go back on our word. If moving forward we don't want it held here, that's a very simple conversation. And on the latter, just not be disrespectful towards one another. Just be cordial. Uh, and sometimes they don't even really have to deal with each other. It's like when stepmoms come into play, and it's a younger child, that's when they're more involved. But like this girl, she's grown, she's living her own life clearly, so they don't even really need to interact that much. But yeah, the father needs to set the tone. He needs to set the precedent, and yeah, I would just not have them deal with each other at all. Point blank, period, man. Comment down below. Let me know y'all's thoughts on this in the comment section below. Because the thing is, you see a lot of families like this, man. There's the completely deteriorated, the family dynamic just destroyed because you have somebody coming in completely I don't even you could call it manipulative, so to speak, but it's like maybe the individual is just so brainwashed by love, so to speak, so romanticized that they're neglecting their own flesh and blood, and we can't have that. I mean, stay obviously loyal to your people, to your family. If you're bringing someone new into play, learn how to bridge the gap. You got to learn how to merge both sides, or else it won't sustain, and it probably won't even be worth even attempting to put that together as a family. So it can be tough out here, man. So comment down below. Let me know y'all thoughts on this, man. We'll see y'all in the next video. God bless.